Hi, and welcome to Social Media Trading with Heather. And I'm Heather. And I'm so excited today to talk to these ladies about talking about our stories and the importance of getting our stories out there. So I would love to introduce you to Marianne
Hello.
and Connie.
Hello.
And one of the things we love about the businesses that we run is that we can do it in between things. And Connie is in between things. She has one baby down for a nap and she's going to go pick. What are you going to pick? Go ahead and tell us.
I'm going to go pick apricots.
Apricots. Sounds so tasty. So that's a really fun thing to do. So a lot of things have been changing. So why don't you go ahead and tell me about something that you were feeling about a month ago?
Feeling not focused, very moody,
Yeah.
easy to anger or easy to get frustrated.
Oh, well, that sounds like it felt awful.
Yeah. And then my discomfort was not fun. So that's the kind of things that I was feeling a month ago.
And then things changed. You started doing something different.
I did. I started
and
doing
now,
something different.
and now a month later, what are you feeling?
Now I am feeling way less discomfort. Praise God, because it's not fun when you're not feeling, when you have that discomfort and just not feeling good. It's just not good for everybody all the way around.
Right. So
Because
you
if
are
I'm
your fuses
uncomfortable,
are shorter because you don't have
yes,
as much to give, right?
yes.
And now you're going to do apricots, right?
And now I'm coming to do apricots with my little one. So I'm pretty excited and I'm very thrilled. There's my
Yay! It's so exciting. It's all good if she lost reception because you heard it. You heard the change, right?
That's right.
past. I'm, all the way around. I think I'm just more calm. I don't feel like I have the weight on my shoulders like I used to. So yeah, it's been amazing this last month.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
And it was just adding one thing. And so we're going to drop her information down if you want to know more about what it is she changed.
It's something good.
Yeah.
And
so
not
you
only
just
that,
let us
but
know.
I think absolutely everybody could use it for something.
Right.
There are so many benefits to what we have, and it would benefit absolutely everybody.
Absolutely. I agree.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not in disagreement. You guys go have fun, all right? Thank you for joining us.
Bye. Okay, thank
Bye.
you.
All right, Marianne. I know you have a good story too. What happened? What were you feeling a month ago?
Well, a month ago, I wanted to help people, and so because of some personal things that are going on in my life, and I found a company, and of course, the company's plans changed, and I still had my day job, but it wasn't my passion.
Right.
So I was getting burned out. I was getting frustrated. I didn't know what direction.
I remember the pictures of you about how exhausted you were looking. Like
Yes.
you just like kind of defeated.
Yeah, I was defeated. And not only that, I was working extremely
We're
hard hours.
you're still trying to have a good attitude, right? Like that's not what we're saying. We're still like, you're doing the do, right? You're like, you're doing the personal development, because I've known you now for a while. So I
Yeah,
know you. I know you're, reading the books. You're really
yeah.
thinking about things. You're doing the do, but every day you're showing up and you're just like, I haven't tapped into my passion.
That's right. And of course, I have this racy squirrel brain. Um, on top of everything else, I would just lay there so discouraged, like I'm not happy. I'm not doing what I feel like I need to be doing. Um, so on top of all that, I'm not sleeping as well either because I'm sitting there half the night uh contemplating what am I going to do. I don't want to work another 10, 20 years. um there's more things I want to do, uh and so an
Amen to that, girl.
yeah, and an opportunity came along, and I was thinking, man, do I want to do this? And I was like, something caught me though, and then I heard about the technology, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm interested. And boy, am I glad. I'm glad because the first time I took it, I literally felt the stress. I don't know how to explain it. It was like a wash. I don't know, just like a
You could watch it happen because you did it live.
yeah,
So you could actually go back to her Facebook page and go back to like, the beginning of July and watch that if you want to.
yeah,
Sure, you don't want to. Like watching ourselves is not always a comfortable thing, um, but
yeah,
other people could go back and watch your experience.
yeah. And I saw that on other people too. That was one of the things I think I saw someone else. I was like, oh my God, it's like, ooh, transformation. And then I never got that feeling again, unfortunately, because I've stayed calm. I've been staying steady. But what has impressed me the most is the longer I've taken it, the bigger things I've changed. And I think yesterday was like a blowout for me because I did about 20 plus hours of overtime. One of those days was in a building with no AC in North Carolina. Ah, and
It's
that.
been really hot. It's the beginning of August when we're recording this, and it's been really hot. So,
So I thought I was
yes.
gonna come and collapse. I was like, ugh. But and so I was so thankful for Friday. And Friday, I was like, Saturday is gonna be a wash. I'm staying in bed. Nope, I was up
Right,
early.
because you and I both have a history with chronic things that made us have to plan those rest periods, right? So
Yep.
knowing that you worked 50 plus hours, you were like, I have to plan that I'm going to be down
Mm-hmm.
because
Yep.
that was our reality.
Yes, it
I
is.
also have the same word was because that's so cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
And and also I figured I've got to refuel. I've got to recharge because I'm sort of feeling a
I
little
mean,
empty.
right. That's
Yep.
true too. I mean, it's important self-care to make sure that you do allow yourself the time to take the rest. You're right. High five. Woo,
Mhm.
girl, high five. Woo.
And then again, yep. So Saturday, I literally woke up. I did my gratitude. I always take into my spiritual considerations, and took care of my zoo. Um, and I thought I'd come back in and chill out. And then I was like doing my business, and some people started saying, hey, I needed some more. And I'm like, okay, so I got on a roll, but I stayed calm, and then I went out. I ran all day, and I one thing that really, really blew my mind though Saturday because I had done all this running. It was hot. It was 4 o'clock in the evening. I was coming back in the house. I left my house at 9 a.m. I came back 4 in the evening, and I stopped to get myself a nice cold lemonade. And I had it between my legs, and I went to put the straw in, and the lid was not on right. And I kept what part of the lid was the straw made into, but the cup went boom straight on my dashboard, all on my.
And
And I was like,
you earned that lemonade too.
I know. Any other time, I would have lost it. I mean, I really would have been in my car just, and I was like,
I
you
feel
know
like
what?
it would be like a crying moment for me, like after all of that, right? Like everything, working all that time, running around, like, but what you were doing was serving other people and you were filling your cup all day. So how did you react?
I was just like, you know what? When I get home, I've got a whole big gallon that I have not even opened yet. And I had it in the refrigerator for 2 or 3 days. So I said,
I see you at the fridge with the gallon of gulp, gulp, gulp.
and that was it. And but I
So no
have
big blow up, no big like no
no,
weird shaming,
no. It was
no
like
like
done, and I even went back out, and after I got my glass of lemonade and cooled off, I went back out and took the car mat out, hosed it off, and said, "Well,
now you're playing in the water.
yeah."
Woohoo!
And I have a bark fest joining me. One of them is extremely gets fascinated by the hose, so everybody else runs because they know if I can get water on them, you're getting a bath.
I went to Charlie's the other day and I was like, there's a sprinkler out. I was like, I know our kids. They're not playing in the sprinkler. I was like, is it for the dogs? She's like, yeah. Friend really, really likes the sprinkler. I'm like, awesome.
I
I
know. So
love it.
that's basically how it's been going. I mean, it's like I say, I'm glad that I didn't limit myself into thinking anything. I opened myself up, and I had to do something else, and that was trust that what somebody was telling me about this opportunity was as good as it was. And I had to do a lot of soul searching to get to that point, and that's hard sometimes.
It is hard sometimes because we don't actually trust ourselves sometimes to make the decision.
Yeah. And that's another thing. If you don't trust yourself, how in the world are you going to trust anybody else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is a thing. And I think that has been a huge shift in me is the confidence. Like I just have faith now. I just know it already exists. It's already there. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Like the place that I've created in our world, I'm accepted for who I am, just as I am right now, and I get to grow and keep growing. And I am excited for the health changes that I've felt. I want to be active. I absolutely love to be active. In high school, I used to hike. I love the woods. My dog's over here going, please. She loves to be outside and be active,
Yeah.
so being active is super important to me, and I really try to incorporate that. So it bothers me when I have to take the rest, when I
Yeah.
have to not go for the walkies, huh?
H-
So
How has this affected you? I mean,
Um, well, I'm keeping up. Right? So, I got to take the kids to the zoo and
yeah,
it was absolutely amazing.
yeah,
Um, I hurt like a son of a gun at the end of the day. So I figured I would be down. And this was like the first week of
yeah,
trying these and making this change, and so I, like you, had scheduled the rest day, right?
Yeah.
And I woke up and the level I was in was not nearly what I anticipated. It was super, absolutely amazing. Um,
Yeah.
and then so then I'm able to move around. I'm able to do more things with my child. I was able to participate in the community at the National Night Out Against Crime.
Yeah.
And then the next day, I was able to get to move and walk. Also, I was like, this is amazing because really am pushing my body to build muscle, to be healthier, to keep moving. So, this get sleeping better, like even though I am having personal vacations on a regular basis,
My.
um, the waking up from them is decreasing, and so that is super helpful. I just feel better.
Yeah.
So it's just, I can't even explain it. I utilize my tools the first few times I took it. It felt like the brain fog just lifted,
Yeah.
and I was like, wow, I get it. I get me, right? Like all of a sudden it was like, okay, that's weird. But I'm excited because I get to do and recover and do and recover and do and recover. This is
Yeah.
a lot of things that happen in my life, like cause me to not recover well. And
Yeah.
emotional things too with my kids, like back and forth, like teenage dramas happening, and then I'm like, oh, I got to do this other thing. No big deal, like back and forth. It's absolutely amazing. So I think that it's great. I would like to introduce Lori.
So, I am a nurse and I've had, unfortunately, I mean, not that I'm the only person that's had COVID, but I've had it again.
Right.
And it definitely brought on some symptoms that I'm not used to. Granted, sleep is not something that I'm used to getting a whole lot of because I work night shift. And,
Okay.
so I'm like, I used to always joke, sleep's overrated. Who needs more than 4 hours of sleep, right? Uninterrupted sleep.
What's that?
Like,
Hmm.
what is that? It's like, do I have a newborn again? That's what it feels like. But no, I've actually been sleeping through the night, which is like amazing. Like 6 hours, 6 to 7 hours now. The first couple times, like I was like, am I sick again? Is something wrong? Like, even my husband said, he goes, are you feeling okay? You slept like all night. You didn't get up. I was like, I know. It's really weird.
Is this what it's supposed to feel
Right.
like?
Is this what sleep is like? Because I kind of forget.
What have you
And
noticed that getting more sleep has done for you in your life?
honestly, I can, I used to also be that like, I need to get up and have several cups of coffee, drink coffee all night long to stay awake. I can, I don't even really, I'm trying to think in a month, I've probably had a cup of coffee a handful of times, like coffee because I went out to breakfast the other morning, so just like routine, oh yeah, I'll have a cup of coffee. Where usually I'd have like them fill up the cup several times. I didn't even finish the cup of coffee. And,
Wow.
like my friend that I'm with, she's like, you know, you don't drink coffee anymore. I'm like, I said, I like coffee. I said, but I don't, I said, before I used to have to drink coffee to like stay awake.
Right.
And now I
The
don't.
purpose was the caffeine.
Right.
Now you
Right.
can enjoy it.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
So
That's cool.
it makes it nice, going to work at night that I can, you know, take my strip at night or, like late afternoon. And then it gets me through an entire shift of, where I'd usually have my 4 a.m. like, oh dear God, 3 more hours. That's all. I could do 3 more hours, right? But they're like,
The
You're
3 to 6 a.m.
right. Well, no, and it's so funny because I started a new job. I mean, still in nursing, but now I went from labor and delivery to the NICU. So I'm with a whole new group of people, and they're like, girl, you're like the freaking Energizer bunny. Do you sit down? And I was like, and where you, especially since being sick, I've had to like feel like I didn't remember things that I've been doing for, I've been a nurse for 18 years. Stuff that I just did on a regular that I was like, found myself having to ask people like, what is this? Or why are we doing this? Or that I'd be like going to look stuff up that I used to know. And
like you just couldn't access it.
yes,
Like,
yes. It was just kind of like,
you're like, I know there's the thing.
right.
There's a thing up
I know
here,
that,
over
right? You
here,
know that thing
in the left drawer on
Or
the
in
left-hand side of the right side of the cabinet.
Yeah. And then I'm also notorious for being like, squirrel. Oh, and we were going to go do blah, 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 blah. That, that I can still do all those things, but not be like jumping from one thing to the next. That I have that clarity, I have that focus. And I feel like it couldn't have come at a better time starting in the NICU, where although I'm obviously not a new nurse, but I'm new to this. And the focus and the everything, like learning something entirely new is like, but at the same time, I'm like, wow, I like being able to be focused and not, feel like I need to take something for it. Like it's not going to work if I don't take this. It's like I'm naturally getting better.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's just like,
boom.
oh, and I'm also down 6 pounds.
What?
With doing nothing, just saying.
Oh,
Same,
So
she says.
I was like, hey, that's an added bonus.
Very awesome.
It's definitely
Wow.
been a very nice. Oh, and my other very nice bonus, where I used to always have to come home and like sleep with like an ice pack on my head because I just have like that tension. So I'd always sleep with like an ice pack on my head and a heating pad on my shoulders. And like at like a 45-degree angle, I was like, dear God, I look like I'm like 95 instead of almost
You got
50.
yourself like propped just so,
Yes.
so you're like,
Literally.
all right, I will heal in this position. And go to sleep. Oh man, that's just so uncomfortable, but like epic.
No, but that's literally, my kids would come in and just laugh and they're like, Mom, you look ridiculous. And I'm like, please stop talking. My head hurts. I have neck tension, shoulder tension. I'm like, I live at the chiropractor. Like, it's just getting worse and I can't do this. So just get out. I'm like, leave me alone. And now, like, I'd say probably last week it was, I noticed that I was more uncomfortable being at that incline. So I was like, let me try taking down some pillows. And I haven't used my ice pack or my heating pad. And for the first time in a month, slept on my side.
oh wow.
Without all of my pillows. And I was like, oh, this feels so good. My husband again is like, we have all your pillows. Like I didn't move any of your stuff. I was like, I know. I said, it wasn't comfortable anymore. I was like, I can't sleep sitting up. He's like, you've slept like that for almost 2 years. I was like, I know.
Do what you want, Bill.
Hi, now I would love to introduce you to Marion. Marion, why don't you tell us how you were feeling about a month ago?
Crazy. I would start to do one thing, like water my plants. I'd go to get the water for my plants. I'd see something on the counter and need put up. I would stop watering the plants and put the thing up before I got it put up. I'd be in the cabinet doing something else. Before I knew it, I was cleaning out a cabinet altogether or mopping the floor and never did get the plants watered.
Oh man, I can relate to that so much. So how is that different now? How are those plants doing?
Definitely more focused.
Yeah. Are they
I
getting
can-
watered completely?
Well, they need it now. So,
You're gonna test it today, right?
but but I have been watering the doggone time.
Yes.
So,
High five, girl. That's
yeah,
fabulous.
I,
And
I
you
go ahead.
seem really cheerful.
That's what I've heard. I've heard that. A little more relaxed, I would say. It just it's changed my day, changed my
Hey, I don't
life.
interrupt, but that's one of the first things I told Marion. I was talking to her and I could tell the tension. You could hear it in her voice. Because she seemed like she was always struggling because of her discomfort, stress release from her body. And I told her that on the phone. I said, "You sound a lot lighter."
You also said that I was breathing better. I mean,
Yeah,
like I wasn't gasping for air, like I was
yeah,
too uptight.
yeah. And I didn't even see her. It was literally hearing it over the phone.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. We didn't do it a video call. We just did a call.
Yep.
So if you are at all interested in hearing more of her story, we'll have her contact information for you. Thank you all for joining us today.
And thank you, Heather, for our social media training. I think we passed.